Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to talk about LeBron James and the fact that he is setting some very high standards for other athletes to follow and basically just being an inspiration to a lot of them because of his recent decision to have a bigger stake in Fenway Sports Group, which owns Boston Red Sox. So basically, he is a minority owner of Boston Red Sox. Now, LeBron James is not the first athlete to decide to be part owner of a team. I believe that back in 2010, Michael Jordan became a majority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats. And so, yeah, he's not the first. However, the way that he is going about it, it is very obvious that he's trying to actually run a team. It seems like his interest is more in the NBA than in the NFL. He's had more experience with the NBA, obviously, and he's said some harsh words about the owners of NFL teams, and he said that they're old white men. And he said some not so nice things about them. I guess he does not approve of how they handle their teams and the players, and he believes that they kind of treat them like slaves. And he said some negative things about them, but he said very positive things about the NBA. And he is a very good player. He's very well known. He's very highly respected. He's not your typical athlete that go into the NBA and begin to do drugs and live a rough lifestyle. He has a family. He takes care of his kids. He's just an all-round responsible person. So I'm not surprised that he decided to make this move. He makes some very smart moves as far as the way he lives his life. Honestly, I'm not surprised that it's LeBron. And this is a very good move for him. It's very good, and it's very inspiring for other athletes, because these athletes, they try to make good investments, but it usually falls through. Something always goes wrong, either by their own doing or by the people around them, the people they trust to handle their investments. Some of them tend to allow their family members, like their parents, to take care of their investments, and that is usually a bad idea. Just because you have a lot of money does not mean that you know what to do with it. It doesn't mean that you know how to invest it. Quite frankly, there's a lot of people that know how to earn money, but they don't know how to keep it. And if you allow these kinds of people to handle your finances, it's going to end up being zero, by the time you retire from the NBA or the NFL or whatever team they play for. And that is usually the case with a lot of these athletes. It's really sad. A lot of them start out with a lot of money, but they end up with nothing. A lot of them end up going to work for fast food restaurants or not even having any jobs. A lot of them file for bankruptcy. They lose their homes. They cannot pay rent. It's just ridiculous. So I'm glad that LeBron is setting these standards. Hopefully, a lot of other athletes that are in a position to work on gaining ownership or part ownership of some of these teams can be inspired by him, instead of being jealous, because you know how people can be sometimes, and learn from him and understand the importance of control, ownership and control. Because LeBron is not he's not trying to be an owner of a team just for the money. There's more to it than that. And you can tell that he truly understands the importance of ownership and control, and how it can help lift a group of people out of oppression. There was something that he said regarding the protest and the kneeling that happens in the NFL that does not happen in the NBA. And he referenced the fact that NBA players are non-violent in their protests and activism. As far as he himself, this is what he said. On in one interview that he said, "I am very educated about what I believe in, and I'm not doing it in a violent way. I'm not knocking on your door saying, 'Listen, I'm kneeling today, and if you don't kneel with me, I will knock you out.' But you know, people go crazy when things are done outside the box. People don't know how to react." So what I got from that is that he was kind of hinting that he has a different way of turning the tides in the favor of people that are oppressed, and ownership and control is a big part of that. It's one thing to kneel and protest, it's another thing to take it to the next level and work closely with the people that you believe are in power and may or may not be indirectly causing this feeling of oppression in other people, and working with them, and being part owner of the systems so that you can cause change from within, which is what Jay-Z was trying to explain when he said that the kneeling was helpful, but that was the initial stage. And he said the next stage is that people should start taking note of doing more actionable items. And by actionable items, he meant the kneeling stage should be over and more practical measures should be taken to put people of color in a better position of power. You cannot have power over something that you do not own and you do not control. So Jay-Z was also talking about ownership and control. So I think that Jay-Z and LeBron are very much on the same page. A lot of people did not understand where Jay-Z was coming from, and they were attacking him and saying that he was a sellout and he just wanted to make money, and that was why he decided to work with the NFL. And they were just saying all sorts of nasty things, but once again it shows the simplicity of the way people think. People just don't think critically about things. One person says something and everybody else follows like sheep. They don't really think about what a person is saying or why people are doing what they're doing. And so they miss the point. But I think that Jay-Z and LeBron are definitely on the same page as far as ownership. And I think that LeBron is definitely trying to own a team. Right now, he's a minority owner, but I'm sure his goal is to own a team. And hopefully these athletes can stop falling into the same pit of making hundreds of millions of dollars and then ending up broke. It's just ridiculous. We see this happening where athletes make millions of dollars and sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars, and somehow they're able to spend it all, and by the time they retire they have nothing left. And it's like, come on, they all keep making the same mistake. So I'm just glad that LeBron has gone this route, and I hope he succeeds in what he's trying to accomplish. I just wanted to highlight that and talk about that today because it was really good news. And yeah, all these new athletes that are being signed up, I think they need to smarten up and begin to think of themselves more as entrepreneurs and recognize that they are being put in a position to really make a significant change in their own lives and in other people's lives, and not just being signed and then spending it all on cars and jewelry and just being broke after 10-15 years. So yeah, that's all I have on this. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next one. Bye guys.